Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel again. In today's video I'm going to be showing off the beautiful black truffle from Périgord, France in this very simple but very beautiful egg pappardelle recipe that's paired with a wonderful white wine cream sauce. So let's just get on with the recipe. Alright, so first up for this recipe is of course the pasta. Now I've made pasta a few times on my channel before and it almost always follows the same rules for the most part. And today I'm going the traditional route by using a well as opposed to a mixer. But basically you're just going to be adding the eggs, water, salt, and olive oil to the center of the well, as well as a few drops of white truffle oil, which is going to help accentuate the overall truffleness to this pasta. Now basically you just want to mix everything together with a fork without letting the wall of flour break. And as soon as the ingredients start to form a mass of dough, you're just going to start kneading it by folding it over onto itself until it becomes very elastic and develops a nice sheen on the outside. Once it's done, you're going to cover it with plastic and allow it to rest for about 30 minutes so that the gluten can relax and it doesn't just bounce back on you when you roll it out. But as soon as it's done, you can start to roll it out to get it prepped for the first pass on the pasta machine, which is kind of like the most important one. So all you have to do is to make sure that it can at least fit into that thickest setting on the pasta machine without it getting clogged or tearing. So just shoot for that. And as soon as it starts to roll through that setting with ease, all you have to do from there is adjust it one setting thinner with each pass and just continue to roll it out until it's about the thickness of a few sheets of computer paper, or to be more specific, the number 4 setting on the pasta machine. When the pasta is all rolled out, make sure you generously flour the top of it and carefully roll it up like a giant yellow fruit roll-up. Just be careful not to press too hard, otherwise it might all stick together. Anyways, once it's all rolled up, carefully trim the edges to square it up. Then you're going to begin to make even, committed slices to create these wonderfully thick pasta ribbons called pappardelle. As soon as the pasta is finished, you're going to get a large saute pan on medium heat, add in a few cubes of butter along with some minced onion, and you're going to want to cook that for a minute or so to sweat them out. After that, you're going to add in some white wine and cook that for another minute so that the alcohol cooks out. Next, you're going to add in the cream, and then you're going to shave in a generous helping of parmesan just to lightly thicken the sauce. And finally, you're going to finish it with a beautiful shaving of black Périgord truffle, and that will be the final flavoring for this. Once that's in, just make sure you turn off the heat. After the sauce is done, you're going to want to make sure you have a good sized pot of salted boiling water rolling. and you are good to add in the pasta. Just make sure you give it a few good stirs so that nothing sticks together, and just as a reminder, fresh pasta cooks about 10 times faster than dried pasta, so it will seem a bit fast at first, but any longer than 2 to 3 minutes in the water and you might end up with pasta mush. So just keep that in mind. Nonetheless, once the pasta is finished, lightly strain it or use a wired ladle like I have, and quickly transfer it to the sauce in order to soak up all the truffle creamy deliciousness. Plating this bad boy, just grab your favorite pasta plate or bowl, gently fold and stack the ribbons of pappardelle on top of one another to get some height. Then you're going to grate a quality amount of parmesan cheese, and of course shave as much black truffle on top as your heart or wallet desires. And that's it, guys, a beautiful black truffle pappardelle pasta. Very, very good. My whole house smells like one big black truffle, so I'm very happy about that. Truffles always get folks like myself very excited because they're very rare, they're expensive. I definitely paid a nice portion for the small amount of truffles that I got, and the quality is absolutely surreal. Very good Périgord truffles, and I couldn't be happier with the way that this whole thing turned out. I have to thank Celine Lebon, probably, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but she has a company called Gourmet Attitude, and she sells just amazing truffles to a wide variety of chefs out there from New York all the way to LA and probably beyond. And she sent me some beautiful black truffles from Périgord, France, but this is just beautiful, and before it gets too cold, I'm gonna test it out and see how these truffles taste, so let me have at it. Gorgeous, gorgeous pasta. I mean, truly spectacular. Truffles have a beautiful earthy note to them that is unlike, most mushrooms out there. There might be a few that can mimic some of the flavors or some of the notes of a truffle, but it's never the same. These are just truly a special variety of fungi. Very hearty, super rich. Obviously, you have just a hint of the white wine that was cooked off earlier in the sauce. The cream soaks up all those flavors from the truffle shavings. That's kind of cooked and steeped into the cream sauce, and you just get a slight savory note from the onions that oddly enough just balances everything perfectly. It actually accentuates the truffle flavor, otherwise it'd be kind of bland if it was just pure truffle without any other ingredients involved. Very, very good. Wow. I've said this before so many times, whenever I make fresh pasta, it just really makes me happy inside. It's very therapeutic, rolling it out, getting the texture right, figuring out the consistency, and just getting that perfect pasta dough that I had from the get-go. So it's always a work in progress. I always kind of hone and refine my pasta recipes and the thicknesses of those pastas, but it's always, practice makes perfect for sure. So very happy with the way this turned out. I know truffles are very expensive, and I don't get this very often, so if you guys want to venture out there, see how much black truffles cost. White truffles are very, very expensive, so just beware on that note if you start to do a deep dive on those. But it's definitely worth trying. I'd say at least once if you enjoy that really intense mushroom flavor that it goes along with the truffles, but you have to try it for yourself, otherwise it's really hard to describe without trying it. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, make sure you give this video a big old like. Subscribe to my channel if you guys enjoy what I do here. Check out the description box for equipment links, more info on the recipe and ingredient lists. And I will see you guys next time with another recipe. Later, guys.